Hi and welcome to my first ever recording. Unfortunately, I didn't have the nerve to go live today, so I've recorded this for you. Today, for the product training for Plumeria, I have decided to show you how I do up my samples. Everybody's got their own way of doing it, and there's no right or wrong way, just however you find that's easiest for you. So with my samples, I put them into these little bags. I've got the two different colours, which are Plumeria colours. You can get these off of eBay, they're cheap enough. You've just got to search for cookie bags. That's what we're after, cookie bags. Also, for the lotions and the magnesium creams, you can get these little sample pots off of eBay as well. You just search for sample pot and all different sizes come up. I use the 3 grams. I find that it's big enough as a sample to put anything in. There's quite a few different types. There's this one here, which I'm not overly fussed with. If you put a sample in there, sometimes it can actually leak. So I'm not really happy with those ones. But if you look at these ones that I've purchased, I'll try and show you. There's like little ridges around, and it just helps to keep the sample in place if it starts to liquefy a bit. So they're the ones that I prefer, and as I said, they're a 3 milligram one, and I find that's absolutely big enough. So today we've had a couple of requests for soap samples and bath bomb samples. So I'll show you how I do those. There's a few different ways. Actually, we'll start with the bath bombs. There's a few different ways with your bath bombs. You can actually buy the bath bomb dust in, I think it's a pack of 5 in your back office. So they come in just little satchels with a little sticker on the front. So what I do with those in particular is I buy these little, these ones are actually little glass vials. You can get them from Kmart or any $2 store has them. I funnel in with just a small funnel in the sample dust into there and then seal it, and then I slowly peel the sticker off of the little sample bag and pop it on the front so that it looks like that. They all obviously different colours, different sizes. And then with those, what I would do is pop them into a bag. And I've always got a heap of stuff printed out here for all my different samples that I do up, which makes it a lot easier. So I've got a bath bombs, just a little brochure here, which just gives a little bit of information. This is the way I do it. Everybody's different, as I said. This is just a little bit of information and the ingredients. You always need to give the ingredients with any sample that you give. So I just pop that into the bag like that with the sample, and you can put in your business card if you like, but because when I give my samples out, I always give out African black soap. No matter what they ask for, I always give an African black soap, and my African black soap always comes with my business card. So that's how I would do those bath bomb samples, just like that. Then there's another way, obviously with your bath bomb, pop it into a Ziploc bag. This one's coconut dream, and then just give it a bit of a hit with a rolling pin, and then just roll it out a bit just to make it nice and grainy for you. Another way is we have these ones are off of eBay as well. One of our plums showed a photo of a heat sealer. So these actually get heat sealed, so the goodness and all the essential oils get held into the bag. So all I do after I've done that, always using a plastic or a wooden spoon, just so that the metal doesn't interact with any of the ingredients. I've learnt that quite some time ago at a Nutrimedics party. Just open the bag. I usually put in about two teaspoons. Just remember, it is a sample and it's just to give them the smell or whatever. So usually about that much into there. Then what we do is we pop it into the heat sealer, and this is just so quick and easy. Just like that, and now it's all sealed. So that's sealed in there, and then they rip it here to get it off. Now one of our other plums actually makes a sticker up and pops it on the back, and that's a great way to hand out a sample. Or the way I do it is like I pop that into the bag like normal and put in my, just bear with me, my bath bomb. Bit of information there on the bath bomb, as well as the ingredients. So that's how I would present the sample of the bath bomb. So that's quite easy to do it that way too. Another thing to do, and we're going to actually open this one up for you, is the African black soap. Just to show you the size that I give out as a sample. So that's the size of the sample I give in the African black soap. Now that would give them 2, maybe 3 trials on their face, and that's all a sample is. It's just for a trial, get to use it once or twice and to smell it. You need to try and keep your samples obviously as cost effective as you can, because it is a business at the end of the day. So if you're finding you're giving out too much, like if you get these little jars in the 10 grams or something like that, I believe that is actually a little bit much to be giving out, and it's not overly cost effective. So yeah, that's the size of the African black soap, and I also give them the African black soap card popped on there because it's got so much information. Same with the magnesium cream. I would pop the magnesium cream into one of these, pop it into one of our beautiful little bags and attach it to there. That way it gives them all the information that they need, and these cards are getting updated too, so that will be quite exciting when that gets done to see how they look. Just another little tip too is these little plastic spatulas. You can source these on eBay. They're so cheap. Great for when you're at parties or markets or something and people want to sample your product. So you just dip it in, they can then use it there. I actually rewash these. It doesn't take much to wash them and just saves those few little pennies. Always a good thing. So when you're doing your magnesium cream samples, you would, I don't think I've got magnesium cream here at the moment. Let's do a shave cream sample for you. So I've already got a spatula in there, as you can see. So you just scoop a little bit out with your shave cream and pop it into your sample jar. So I don't fill it completely because it is just a sample, and that's how I would do the magnesium cream, the extreme cream, different bits and pieces like that. The only thing is when I'm doing big markets or events or something and I've got a heap of samples to do up, like I want to do a whole tub of magnesium cream, I actually pipe them in with just a cake piping bag. So I put all the cream into the piping bag, line up all the sample pots and just pipe them in. It is so much easier than one by one. And it actually, if you get a nice little flower piping end bit, it actually makes a nice little pattern in there, which looks really quite effective. So that's how I do your sample for your magnesium cream. Pop it in your bag with your information and present it that way. All right, so we've also had a lady or one or two of you ask about how to do your soap. So this is the Tutti Frutti, and all your Tutti Fruttis are always different because they're all handmade, so every batch is different. You can do these 2 ways. You can either cut it in half, so you'd be cutting it that way, and then making like bit bigger chunks to give them. But because it's so lovely on top, I'm actually going to cut it long ways. What you need to do with your samples of soap is just make sure you give them enough that it's not just going to break when they first try and use it. So just make it thick enough. So I'll just show you in 1 second. So that would be about the thickness there, and then they can see all the beautiful colours in there. And then if we do another one about the same, so it gives them enough for a few washes there, but it's not thin enough that it's just going to break when they're in the shower. So with that one, I would pop it into one of our beautiful little bags and find the Tutti Frutti cold pressed soap. It's just a little bit of information. I just print these up. I've got a template that has 6 on a page. I copy and paste the picture from the training manual and the ingredients from the training manual, and then just do a little bit of a spiel on the actual cold process soap. So then we pop that one into there like that, and we would seal that up, and I would give that out as a sample at a market, or when my customers purchase, it doesn't matter what they purchase actually, I always give them 3 samples. The African black soap is just with everything. I give that with everything. Then if they've bought the magnesium cream, I'll give them a sample of the TLC cream because they work so well together. And may also give them a sample of our lovely Epsom salt blends because they're just amazing, and they also have the magnesium in it, so it's also working together. So there's always 3 samples. So the African black soap, usually another lovely soap so that they've got they can get the fragrance, they can get the feel of it, and then just another product. Sometimes I put in the lemon apricot scrub. That's an absolute hit. Your jar lasts for ages when you're doing your samples. And your lotions, I mean, your lotions are just perfect. All you need to do with your lotions is just 1-2 pumps, and that one's a little bit liquefied, so I might need to get that one a little bit cooler, but just 2 pumps into the little jar is enough for a sample, and pop them in with the gift bags. So that's basically how I do my samples. If you would like to put in the comments some pictures of the way you do your samples so that people can get a bit of an idea, that would be amazing. My only comment to you guys is just try and keep your costs to a minimum. I mean, it's lovely to have all sorts of beautiful little bags to give away. And I mean, these little pots can come in different colours, and it is totally up to you as to how you do it. But yeah, just try and keep your costs down because it is a cost to you. It is coming out of your profits, so you want to try and make it as cost effective as you possibly can. So please pop your photos in the comments below this one. And also, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask away. And either myself or one of the other plum root leaders would be more than happy to help. I hope this has been quite informative for you and given you just a few ideas to get you going, especially for our new plums that have just come on board, that not knowing sort of where to go and how to start doing up your samples. If you get your kits, obviously there's enough in there to go to a party. Like you get your magnesium cream in the large kit, you can be giving out samples of that. That's just an amazing thing. There is some products that I don't actually give samples of. That would probably be like the essential oils. They are really quite expensive, and the ones I've got on hand, I'm more than happy for people to smell them, but to give samples out is just a little bit hard. I'll actually just show you too. I've got the Tamanu face wash. These ones, these samples are actually quite expensive, only for the fact that I buy these little vials off of eBay. Again, you can just search for, I think it's under sample vial on eBay. So these are actually quite expensive. So with the Tamanu, I don't generally give it out as a rule unless somebody's asking for it. So if you just bear with me, I'll grab my Tamanu and I'll show you how I do that. So this is our lovely Tamanu. Actually, and for you, what I do when I'm in the shower is give it a good shake and just pump. It's not coming through. 1, 2, 3. And there you can see how much I would rub that between my hands and then over my face. And that's all I need to wash my face. So I know you were having a bit of problems with yours, Anne. So hopefully that shows you just how little you do need. Now with these little vials, it's easy enough. Just pop in your little funnel. I don't fill these right up, obviously for obvious reasons, trying to keep the costing down. So I just sort of just over half fill them, and that gives the people enough for 1 or 2 trials. So that's probably a little bit more than what I normally do. And then you pop that back on, and then you pop that into a bag with the information and the ingredient list of your tomato face wash. And then they can just take it off, give it a shake before they use it. And I mean, there's enough in there for three washes, 3 trials. So I think that's more than enough for them to do it that way. And as I said, that's not something I normally give out. If they buy the lemon apricot face scrub, I will give them a trial of that one as well, because I just love the tomato. So that's about all I've got to say today. Please, as I said, feel free to pop any questions in that you may have, and I hope that this has helped, given you a little bit of inspiration today. So enjoy your day, and hopefully next time I can do a live when I'm feeling a little bit more confident in what I'm doing. Thanks for watching today, guys. Bye.